Hi. It's just so sad.
Hi. And we're the
NyanCave!
Hi.
Welcome. So sad that you died yesterday.
Oh shit, yeah, I did.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's sad, but I'm just glad that we could all make it out today and pay our respects. We get some F's in the chat for Clay yesterday. It'd be fantastic because I wasn't here to pay respects back then.
No.
We're playing some Dual Destinies today, so maybe you like the video if you like our playthrough so far, and we'll be giving away some waffles to everybody in chat. Want to do the game?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hey, what's up, Deco Nina?
I'm dead. Now I'm a hologram.
So sad.
I've always been a hologram.
Preparation is an essential element of battle. Ah ha 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 ha. Objection. So I advise you to take a gander at this.
What is it?
It's a footage of me banging your mother.
Oh!
Well, isn't that funny? Because my mother, I never met her and she's dead.
That is incorrect. She's Lemoire.
But I don't think I knew that by the end of last game.
What? Didn't he?
I don't think I knew.
Footage from a security camera. As the two astronauts emerged from the bowels of the Launchpad 1 corridor. The boarding lounge security camera captured their desperate escape. Now, I would direct your attention to what the defendant is shouldering, which you can see is none other than the lifeless body of the victim.
What?
Order! Order, I say! This lines up exactly with what the prosecution has been asserting.
I should have known Blackwell would have something like this ready.
Security camera, video footage added to the court record.
Man, looking at that footage, I already think I have an idea.
Wow.
Apollo? How exactly did they determine that Clay was already gone in that footage?
Ah, I see what you mean. Whether Clay was still alive at that point is pretty crucial. Your Honor, please take another look at the footage. Isn't it possible that Mr. Taryn was still alive here and that Mr. Starbuck was helping him?
I believe you're right. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship. Silence.
Heterosexual
Silence.
friendship.
Perhaps that's what it looks like to a one-eyed hothead when a dotard.
He thinks you're hot.
Thanks, what a win.
But it only makes sense if the victim's dead body.
What do you mean?
Albright. Explain it to Justice Donnell. You've got it! Ready, kid?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you.
If the murder had taken place in the lounge, someone could have spotted it. Anyone can enter the lounge, after all. But doing it while they're alone in the spaceship? That's a horse of a different color.
Objection.
But you can't deny there's a possibility the murder could have happened in the lounge. All that video shows is a man helping his fellow astronaut out.
Your assertion is based on emotion. It's based in your belief that Mr. Starbuck would surely help his own disciple. But you have no logical explanation as to why the victim could still be alive. Unfortunately, Mr. Justice, the prosecution is right. Your argument is lacking in sound logic or common sense or any sort of merit.
But it sounded perfectly logical to me.
Because you're emotionally attached to it, just take a step back and look at it objectively like a judge. Well, Mr. Justice, you have no further objections. I believe it's time to bring this cross-examination to a close.
Objections? Well,
Hello.
Your Honor, the defense requests a little time to think and regroup.
Given the facts, I'm not sure I see the need.
What is it, Athena?
It's just, there's something that's been bothering me.
If it isn't the defense stalling for time as always. Very well. I'm feeling generous. You may have a small measure of time.
Yes!
Just enough for your mother's favorite recipe. After
You
I made
have-
love to her.
5 seconds.
5 seconds?
After that, I declare this cross-examination to be closed, and a verdict to be rendered. Your baldness, raise your gavel high. It's time for a countdown. Oh! Ready?
We don't have time. Spit it out, Athena.
Only 3 more seconds!
Look, I don't think the prosecution's explanation is very complete.
Meaning?
Meaning there's something missing. Like, they conveniently left it out, unexplained.
Something they didn't explain. Something they didn't explain.
My gavel's falling!
Something they didn't explain.
Very slowly.
Something they didn't explain. They didn't explain.
Incredibly slowly.
You're right. I think I know what you're talking about.
Oh, there goes. Now 5 seconds are up, Mr. Justice. Is there anything about the prosecution's argument that you'd like to rebut? With butts.
Yeah.
Butts.
They
Rebuts.
didn't explain why his hand wasn't on his butt. Yes, Your Honor. Actually, there is. There's something the prosecution has yet to make clear to this court.
Well, if you put it that way. What is it that the prosecution has failed to explain?
The
Motive.
why the
No.
body was moved.
Why the body was moved.
Why the body was moved. They failed to explain why Mr. Starbuck would bother bringing the body back at all.
That makes more sense what I said.
If the defendant wanted to kill the victim, why didn't he just leave the body in the rocket? Why go through the trouble of bringing him all the way back to the boarding lounge?
Oh, that's true. I don't think we've heard the prosecution's thoughts on that yet.
That's because they have none, Your Honor. After all, how does one explain something so illogical? The prosecution is claiming that the defendant moved the victim's dead body. But what if the entire premise of that argument is wrong?
Then let's hear your theory, Mr. Justice.
The defense proposes that the defendant didn't kill the victim. He was helping him. Ah!
Albright. Explain it for our sad friend here before I nod off to his monotone monologue.
Hey!
Inform him exactly why Spaceboy moved the victim.
Huh? They've got to be joking.
It's simple. Mr. Starbuck did what he did to direct suspicion away from himself. He wanted to create the impression that he heroically risked his life to save his partner. That's why he made sure to make it to the security camera so there'd be a record. At the very least, he appears to have achieved success with you and the old man. One man carrying another to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship. The average person wearing a spacesuit weighs easily over 200 pounds. Saving the life of a partner who weighs as much while trying to escape deadly flames. What a dramatic sob story fit for the silver screen. Indeed. I was completely taken in by the humanity of the story. You see? Yet the true ending is that all traces of this hammy act were meant to be blown up. Yes, and now we arrive at the thrilling conclusion. The third explosion.
Objection! What are you talking about? There was no third explosion.
Silence. Indeed, you are correct. But that is thanks to Detective Arm. It was she who identified and secured the bomb. However, it doesn't change the fact that the third bomb was discovered in the lounge. The steel coffin beside the witness stand. That would be a bomb transport case. We used that to transport the deactivated bomb here. It was found in the lounge. A bomb in the form of a most distasteful toy.
What?
One on the second floor of the main building, and one on the launch pad, and one in the lounge. The defendant planned to set off 3 firework displays. Unfortunately, the third was discovered before it could be detonated, or had it not, the victim's body and other vital evidence would surely have been immoled.
Objection!
Ah!
Sorry.
Never mind, it's my turn to talk.
Oh,
Before you utter a word, know that the evidence supports me.
it's like he's reading my mind.
Oh, dang, it's a Cinder K, and that means it's their
Birthday! Happy birthday, Cinder K! Chat, y'all know what to do.
As it is still undergoing forensic investigation, I do not have the evidence on hand. However, know that a peculiar item was found in one Mr. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch.
You found what?
I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such damning evidence. When the Space Center director and Detective Arms stumbled across the murder, so he thought to hide it in his pocket. Feeble brain that he is.
No, Mr. Starbuck would never do anything like that.
Ah, I had not considered that.
Well, maybe you should have.
Good point. Baldy.
Ah! Ah! That was a longer stream than I thought it was gonna be!
Justice Donnell, open your eyes and see the truth. This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off the explosions.
No, there has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be the truth.
Still can't accept it. You'll believe in your client, come what may. Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself?
I was thinking that. I was like, doesn't the dude get a chance to defend himself?
This has got to be a trap.
It's like Blackwell's controlling the entire game.
Yeah. Seems like he was waiting for me to bring up the body moving issue.
Why do you say that?
Because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had that decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve, too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down.
Then, making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck at this point was part of his plan, too? Totally underhanded, but I wouldn't expect anything less from him.
Now, let us hear from the arch-villain, the fiendish murderer himself, famed astronaut Solomon Starbuck.
Oh, it's Larry Butts' dad?
Right, I know.
Witness your name and occupation, please. Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. How did this happen? Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give testimony? No.
Yeah, you seem to be in pretty rough shape.
Unfortunately, no is not an option. You are being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations. Okay. Mind if I take the suit off? It's getting really heavy. Silence. It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but of your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Banish me to the moon. I don't care anymore.
Wow, That was super negative. Is he gonna be all right up there?
No.
He'll be fine. He's an astronaut. He could live on the moon. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is.
Whoa.
Whoa, yeah, what's up with this determination? You gotta settle it down, sir.
I didn't kill him. I like the titles they give to the
I did
testimony.
not.
All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time we got to the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him. So you assert you didn't set off the bombs or murder the victim. I bet you, but I bet you think I'm lying, right? I reserve all judgment till after I've heard your full testimony. Oh, I'm sure you don't believe me. I bet you don't even believe that I'm an astronaut.
I don't think the judge doubts that.
I bet you think the moon landing was faked.
Who'd wear a suit like that except an astronaut?
An astronaut enthusiast.
I wonder what
Oh.
flat earthers think about the moon landing.
They think it's fake. Probably.
Probably.
I will say that when I saw you in that movie, you appeared quite courageous. I thought though I suppose reality never quite lives up to fantasy.
Don't meet your heroes, folks.
Oh, man, I guess I'm just a big disappointment. I really don't care what happens anymore.
Oh no, he's completely given up. Why the question marks? I hope it's somebody else.
What a depressing fellow. If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying sigh of yours would rub off on the other inmates.
Like how it rubbed up on Prosecutor Blackwell just a second ago?
What? That was him?
That
Really?
was Prosecutor Blackwell.
Oh my god, that's so funny. What'd that even sound like?
It needs to be British.
Sighs in British.
Yeah, I know, right?
I think
Objection.
Ash is concerned. 'Cause we're all sighing and he's coming around and saying hi.
That was Blackwell sighing? Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? Even if Starbuck is my client, I can't be gun-shy now. It's time to find out the truth. Courts of Steel!
All I did was support Clay on my shoulder and get us out of the rocket.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is that the victim was still alive at that time.
Of course, he was alive and well.
Silence.
If so, then you admit that you took a man who was alive and well and silenced him permanently with this.
What? No, black hole confirmed, dead ahead. But it's no good, Captain. I'm getting sucked in.
Mr. Starbuck, you are not in space. Please give your testimony seriously.
Yeah, it was just nerves, but maybe I shouldn't have said he was alive and well. It was more like he was slumped over.
Those are complete opposite ends of the okay feeling spectrum.
It was cold and lifeless, a lot like space.
That's a lot closer to dead than alive.
Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor.
Hold it!
Is that the elevator inside the launch pad area?
That's right. We always use it to get to That's right. We always use it to get to and from the cockpit.
That makes sense. So he was just using the route he always used.
In spite of the fact that there had just been an explosion?
Huh?
I think Mr. Starbuck is hiding something. Something pretty big.
Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate.
Hold it!
Passed out? Why was he passed out?
Probably because of the explosion. The noise and vibration were incredible. It's little wonder a person would pass out, right?
I guess. Not that I know.
Ah! I've been hit by space debris. The main engine's on fire. It's going to blow. Ah! My pants.
Yes, I see. I guess it does make sense that someone would pass out. Especially if the person in question is Mr. Starbuck.
Anyway, I didn't kill Clay. I was trying to save him.
Hold it!
Don't worry, I understand. I'll make sure everything turns out all right.
But everyone's glaring at me like I did it.
Apollo, you have to reassure him better than that.
And how am I supposed to do that?
Try to imagine how he's feeling and use that to figure out how to boost his confidence.
Mr. Starbuck. Think back to what Clay used to always say.
Never force a fart.
Friday's all about jacking off.
Or that.
It's times like these when we would repeat, I'm fine to, or he would repeat, I'm fine to himself.
I'm fine? Yeah, I guess he did say that a lot.
But he wasn't fine.
But even if I shouted, Clay will still be dead. What's the use?
Somebody please reassure me now.
Apollo, there's something strange about Mr. Starbuck's testimony.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. There's a glaring contradiction. I just wonder why it's there and what it means for our case.
Well, it doesn't look like he's lying, at least.
Guess I'll have to show some evidence.
Well, it certainly looks like the elevator exploded.
Oh, yeah.
Police officers and riot police gave evacuation instructions immediately. There was a power outage, and the afflicted areas remained dark. Security systems switched off emergency power, continued work. Evacuees.
Bless you.
Well, it's probably this one. Because of the power outage, so why would the elevator work, right?
Well, you were just looking at one that I thought fit a little better. Because it shows... Does the image not... Because in the image we've seen, it's been on the elevator shaft itself.
Do you want to see what someone has made for us?
Sure.
Of course.
Mom, can we get Clay? No, we have Clay at home. Clay at home. It's a good meme.
Nice.
It's a good meme.
Yeah, it's pretty... well done.
This was from Thrifty Juan.
Thank you.
Thrifty one.
I think.
Thrifty Juan.
Thank
You're
you.
a meme.
Thank you.
The only hiccup I have is this, that it doesn't actually say anything about elevators specifically, even though the power outage.
Damn.
Your baldness. What do you make of this objection of his? Oh, I don't know if I should, well... I have no patience for vagaries. Now answer my question. Oh, yes, sir. The defense's objection was clearly misguided. Bravo. Nicely done.
Oh,
Seems our misguided attorney has earned himself a penalty.
ouch. And Thrifty One is Elliot in chat.
Oh, hey, Elliot.
There you are.
Appreciated. Good meme. Ugh, I better look before I leave next time.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible.
Was I not being accurate?
No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator to the middle level.
What makes you say that, Mr. Justice?
Please recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames.
Oh, right. Which means...
Exactly. The Launchpad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. Oh, what's with the helmet?
Mr. Command, do you read me? Come in, please.
Objection!
This is Mission Command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my question, Mr. Starbuck.
Oh, my helmet! Ah! Ah! My oxygen tank! Oxygen concentration, body temperature declining! Requesting medical assistance! Ah! Like Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie.
Total Recall.
Mr. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending you've lost consciousness and stand back up. I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth.
That's funny, Given.
I feel like we all just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut.
Yeah. You seem more like an astronaut now than when he was doing all that sighing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement? About how you used the middle level elevator. Middle level elevator.
Middle level elevator. That's a good one.
I
Middle level elevator.
was nervous and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
Middle level elevator.
I actually took a different route, I think.
A different route.
Route.
I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time.
I'll get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean, probably.
Probably.
It's understandable to be nervous, but let's remind you that accuracy is paramount in court.
Yo, kiddo. Welcome.
My escape route.
Let's see. My escape route, right. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe, probably, with the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level.
So you're saying that you escaped without using the elevator?
That's right. Yeah, the ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get down to the middle level. Luckily, the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way.
And the capsule you mentioned. I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Terran here? Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you?
It almost goes without saying, but yeah, that capsule contains asteroid samples. Those asteroid samples are a little self-aware robot that really wants to end humanity, starting with one clay at a time, I guess. Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With his spacesuit on, Clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important.
I need your answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is riding on your testimony.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
I mean, but don't let that affect how you talk.
Maybe I am guilty after all. I wonder if you can see the stars in prison. Bet it's more comfortable than a spaceship.
so weird how his head's like a little rocket.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Hold it.
How could you mistake such a basic fact?
Hey, everybody makes mistakes. Try thinking about the vastness of space instead. From Earth, it takes 4 light years to travel to our nearest neighboring star. So you see, compared to the vast expanse of space, human error is insignificant.
I wish he'd consider it just a little more significant than 0.
Enough jabbering. Get on with your testimony.
I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe, probably.
Hold it!
Call me, maybe.
Call me, maybe. Maybe? Probably? Did I hear you right, Mr. Starbuck?
I didn't say either of those things. Mission Control, please come in. An error has occurred in the sound system. Activate the emergency tin can telephone. Oh! Oh no! The tin can phone's an ineffective vacuum of space!
Stop this nonsense or I will sever you and your tin can telephone.
All right, I'm begging you. I'll tell the truth. Just don't sever anything.
Apollo, is he gonna be all right?
I'm starting to think that he's not.
Let's see. So, about when we were running away, the capsule and clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level.
Hold it!
The upper level of the launch pad area?
That's right. That's what I said, isn't it?
Granted, that route does exist. So to recap, you had clay over your right shoulder and the capsule in your left hand.
Yeah. It's really important, so I couldn't let it get burned up.
It was asteroid fragments, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. I don't know what
Fragments that have withstood the incredible heat of entering the Earth's atmosphere.
and they were taking them back into space.
Back into space.
to let
Yes.
them be free because they're not meant to live on
test
Earth.
No.
You know, they have to live in their
Natural habitat.
Yeah, their natural habitat, the vacuum of space.
Yeah, with other asteroids and grow up to be.
Eventually, they'll find their asteroid mama and they'll
Oh.
bring her back to Earth, and
Oh.
she'll thank the Earth by giving it a big kiss,
Oh, wow.
sending us into an ice age that will cause irreversible damage to our ecosystem and the way of life as we know it.
Oh, man.
So, even though clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did the best I could with him over one shoulder and the capsule in my other hand.
I don't think the meaning of what he just said has hit him yet.
You know what you have to do with that statement, Justice Donnell.
Yes, I know. Well, I've come this far. No turning back now. It's time to present some evidence.
So Mr. Starbuck escaped with clay and the capsule, which means it's just like in the footage. I can see why he couldn't run, though.
He must have weighed over 200 pounds just by himself.
Yeah, and he had to support Clay, who was another 200 pounds. Plus, he had to ensure the safety of that capsule. I don't think I could even walked under those circumstances.
Walking straight forward is possible. About all I... is probably. Walking straight forward is probably about all I would have been able to manage.
Feel better, GD? Drink the tea.
Does he even lift, bro?
Is he gonna be like, that's a ladder, bro? How did you get down the ladder?
I know, but is it the same picture again, or?
Well, this one's a different photo. You said that before.
I sent this last time.
Yeah, so the other photo...
Bobby says, I'm only listening to the stream, so every time someone says Clay, I can't tell if you mean real Clay or game Clay. And it's really confusing.
It is.
You know what? Going forward, I'm going to start saying game Clay while talking about this Clay just to mess you up even more.
Because he's the Clay that plays the games.
Exactly. It is accurate. I went through one form of logic to get there.
Yeah.
Capsule claim.
It's not a good one.
You know what? I guess it's got to be the diagram
Mm-hmm.
because it just says, like, the upper level, there's an elevator that we know exploded, and then there's a ladder, and there's no other way down. So, I mean, it makes the most sense to me.
Objection!
Oh, and it says ladder on it, which
Yeah.
is nice. Mr. Starbuck, which is not the type of coffee I'm drinking. Why don't you just tell the truth?
The truth? Let's see. The Earth is blue. No, that's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue. Yeah, that's it.
God damn it! The truth, Mr. Starbuck!
Oh, God, the oxygen concentration is super low in this area! Prepare the emergency oxygen tanks! Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help draw out the truth from him.
Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route.
Stiff. Huh?
Not as long as this was along the escape route. A heckin' ladder.
Take that!
To get down from the upper to the middle level where the Launchpad 1 corridor is, you would have to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck?
Of course, that was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
But how would that work? At the time, you were supporting Mr. Tarrant over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear as well, putting him at over 200 pounds.
Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity's only 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
Objection!
But the Space Center is located on Earth.
What?
Oh.
Short of being an octopus climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm.
Wait, this isn't the moon?
And you're not an octopus.
Holy shit.
While carrying the capsule in your other is impossible, wouldn't you say?
Oh.
So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down the ladder with your arms full?
Oh.
Oh. Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth now.
Engineer! Where's the engineer? Oxygen leak detected. The whole team had evacuated immediately. Bye!
What the? He's flying the coop. That's not a parachute work at all.
Help! I'm caught in the ceiling. Help! Anyone? Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker. We must launch our rescue mission at once.
Well, that's one way to take off while being questioned.
Oh my god. Egon.
I'd rather prove his innocence so he can go to space again someday for real.
Do 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 do.
Potato.
Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground? Yeah, I apologize for losing control.
Are you ready to tell us the truth?
Not that. Anything but that.
What is going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know.
It appears that Space Boy is prone to deception. Oh my god, the moon landing is faked. Witness!
Oh, yikes. Yeah?
I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't talk about that.
What are you talking about, Prosecutor Black? We'll talk about the thing that he does not want you to talk about.
Didn't I already state that Space Boy is, ironically, terrified of going into space? That's why he took some precautions just before the launch.
Wait, he's ironically
For
afraid
you
of
see,
space?
traces of this anti-anxiety drug were found in his system.
Oh. I sense things are about to get no.
Hold it! You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation too.
Time.
I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medication, I swear.
It was found in his system, but he doesn't remember taking it. How could that be?
Somebody must have slipped them to me. But I guess maybe that's why I don't remember. Because of the side effects. Yeah, that's why I don't remember much about what really happened.
What?
And this erection has lasted for like 8 hours. It really hurts. Order! Order in this court!
We can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything.
Well, this certainly explains why his testimony kept changing.
The straw hat? Ugh. Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember?
I guess he didn't want anyone to find out that he was terrified of going into space.
It's so great. Anti-anxiety, remember. You won't remember what you were anxious about.
Oh.
Yay!
Forget
have to-
Sicilian.
That's so funny. Yeah, you still feel all the effects of the anxiety, but
You don't know why.
you don't know why.
And somehow that makes you less anxious, not more anxious.
Later on, you forget the whole thing entirely.
Maybe I really did do it.
Which brings us to the answer of our original question of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body.
It does? So what is it?
A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints, Justice Donnell. So the body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder.
We would have
my.
noticed that.
I see. And then the defendant could climb down with his free hand.
Objection!
Drop the body down? Who would do such disrespectful thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself.
So you are capable of quick thinking. Yes, you are correct.
Really? Oh, thanks. Oh, God! Huh? What's this?
It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It's ruptured, and I'm sure you can figure out why.
You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body.
I am, for they fracture easily when struck.
Objection!
Even if that's true, the tank explosion and the shrapnel would leave its mark on the body. Yet, according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning.
Silence.
Okay.
A spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Donnell. It includes the latest technological devices that is made of the fabric of tomorrow. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space.
Space!
Of which there are not many knives. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer.
Objection!
Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well?
It should. And yet, through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through a weak spot in the suit's structure and found its way to its target.
What are the chances?
You forget that our killer is an astronaut himself with knowledge of how the suits work.
Oh, he's got me there.
And now my argument has been proven. Spaceboy killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped his body from the upper level. After climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded him. There's no room for debate about these facts. It is clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terran.
Ah!
Here, the report regarding the astronauts' oxygen tanks. Consider it my send-off gift. Feel free to use it as payment to cross the river Styx.
Here it comes.
Victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendant had 80% remaining oxygen displayed on the left shoulder. That's weird.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I knew it. I knew it.
Hey, this report is pretty detailed. The display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna read
I was
the
gonna
whole
read
thing,
the thing, yeah.
and then Apollo started reading it. And I was like,
I'll let you finish in a minute, okay?
Okay,
But
sorry.
let's see.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. The display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows how much oxygen remains. Guess that means these glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen remaining.
I'm done for. I'm going to prison instead of space!
Space boy.
Yes?
Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is still beautiful even when viewed through bars.
You mean the stars are as seen from prison?
That's right. Your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time.
That's not a half bad thought.
Mr. Starbuck? Prosecutor Blackwell got him good.
And then I can talk about my fellow inmate in the clink, who is an astronaut. Former.
Spaceship prison cell. Fly me, my guilt, and my despair into the deepest, darkest space.
Space.
And then, let's get sucked into a black hole together!
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope.
Yeah, I guess you can't give up hope if you never had any.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
Oh, yes, Apollo?
You know that Clay from the video game that we're playing really looked up to you. He said, you're an incredible man. He said you'd never give up your dream and passion for space, no matter the situation.
He said that?
So don't give up now, and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man who respected you and believed in you, Clay Taryn.
For Clay!
You're wasting your breath.
Forcing a fart. Here we go.
Yeah! Ah! Ah! Space!
Yeah!
Apollo, thank you. I can see things clearly now.
Mr. Starbuck!
I'm fine now. Thanks
He's
for
fine!
reminding me of my life mission.
Right. We'll both be fine. I'll prove you're innocent, you'll see. And after that, we'll get you back into space.
Really wasn't expecting that scream. I kind of bumped it a bit.
I know what you mean.
Ah! You've ignited the booster rockets of my soul! I'm on fire! I am Solomon Starbuck, astronaut, a cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself!
It's okay, Ash. It's okay.
I almost smacked a cat.
It's okay.
This is no time to be whimpering and crying. I can't let you and Clay down. Balderdash. The sun, the moon, and all of space is calling me, Solomon Soul Starbuck. Ready for launch. Begin the countdown. 5,
4,
3,
2,
1!
guilty. Lift off!
Yes!
That's kind of cute.
Especially because his head is a rocket.
Well, I feel like I've witnessed an actual rocket launch.
Apollo, you did it! You broke Prosecutor Blackwell's grip over Mr. Starbuck.
I can't take the credit. All Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through it.
If you simpletons are done massaging one another's egos, no matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. I have but to wait for the final guilty verdict. Isn't that right in your baldness?
I can't let up now. I have to stop Blackwell. I have to see this through. Mr. Starbuck just has to make it back into space, even though he's terrified of it. I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled.
Thanks, man.
Don't worry, I got you. I've got to destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. Think, Justice, think! If only the people at Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck. And if Clay was already dead by the time this footage was taken, then the only person who could have killed him was Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is if I can prove that Clay is still alive when they arrived at the boarding lounge. In which case, I should be able to find some contradiction in the evidence itself.
Easy peasy. His freaking tank isn't ruptured.
Right?
Now let's see about this data that we just received. This is supposedly proves Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1. But if I'm gonna prove that false, there must be something I can use here.
Enough of this farce, your boldness. Let's have your verdict.
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, you seem to be in quite a hurry to rush the verdict. But about this oxygen tank data you submitted just now. It says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining while Mr. Terrence had 0. Do you stand by the accuracy of this report?
Of course.
Then I guess it simply means it's faulty as evidence goes.
You will explain what you mean, Justice Donnell.
It's simple. The evidence contradicts the facts of the case. Just look at these detailed descriptions and you'll see what I mean.
I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory.
Yes, Your Honor. Right away. This is the evidence that the oxygen tank report stand is in contradiction to.
Boop, boop, boop. It's the DVD.
The DVD.
The day-by-day.
DVD.
And how does this evidence present a contradiction?
The problem is this part here.
It's the 5-0.
It's the 5-0. Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carries Mr. Terran.
It appears to say 50.
Yes, but according to this data, the client's tank had 80% remaining.
The oxygen in the tank increased.
I see Your Honor finds it as strange as I do. It's bad enough that there's a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical.
Oh my! You're absolutely right. What is going on here?
Silence.
I too find it odd that the oxygen remaining has increased. It would be odd as odd as if my rations weren't to increase. Sorry. But what does that prove? It doesn't change the fact that it is the defendant carrying the victim's corpse.
Objection!
I'm gonna bet you don't get more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase, just as your rations don't increase.
Wow, you're really digging into this one.
Yes, I am. I'm hungry for details. Therefore, this new information is critical. We can't overlook it.
Silence.
In that case, do you have an answer to this riddle of the mysteriously increasing oxygen? You'd better not disappoint, or I'll declare the inconsistency as mere equipment malfunction.
Prosecutor Blackwell has a point. I suppose it could be a simple malfunction. Mr. Justice, if you cannot provide an adequate counter-argument to this point, I'm afraid I must bring this trial to an end. So,
Do you think you can explain why the remaining oxygen level increased?
Of course I can. The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. Mr. Starbuck has no memory of it, but he claims to have carried Clay. So this man with the 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything, the display on his oxygen tank should have shown an 80. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what I should be asking is not, why did the oxygen level increase? But what had to happen to make it look like an increase? Am I making some kind of mistake in my base assumptions here? Yes,
That's
you
so cool.
are.
I didn't consider that.
Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting.
Turn your thinking around. Yes, Your Honor, I am ready to answer.
And I'm still super fired up over here, by the way. Haven't talked to me in a while, but I'm still going.
You get it, Mr. Starbuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. They were going the other way.
Tanks were damaged. I'm just kidding.
The victim was carrying
the defendant.
Defendant.
Bam, 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 bam,
The
bam,
victim
bam.
was carrying Defendant. What if it was the other way around?
The other way around. Well, would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
I did, yes, I did.
As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But it turns out, this is where our base assumption went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Tarrant, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Tarrant at all. It was the other way around. It was Mr. Tarrant who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge.
It was what? Order! Order, Mr. Justice! You mean to tell me that the person on the right in this image is the victim, Clay Tarrant?
It's the only way the riddle of the increasing oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was 50%. And when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank had 0%.
That's right. There's nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing.
This means Mr. Tarrant was alive as they made their escape to the lounge.
Silence.
How short your memory is. Have you forgotten what you yourself proposed? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time. How did he descend the ladder with his arms full?
Objection.
Prosecutor Blackwell, you can't hurt me with a broken blade.
Excuse me?
It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose that matter needs further investigating. But we have proven that Mr. Tarrant was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claims and opens up the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party.
Ah!
There are two people who claim to be the first on the scene. But can we truly trust their statements?
Let's see. The two people were Detective Candace Arms and Yuri Cosmos, right? Do you think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police?
Yes, certainly possible. Might have to do a little more digging.
It seems we'll have to hear the testimony of these first two people on the scene.
Score!
Score!
Come to think of it, Detective Arm should be here in court right now. Bailiff, could you please show Detective Arm to the stand?
Hold it. Oh, God.
I think it's just the bottle. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's got water in it.
Oh, that's fine.
No, it's white text. White text is his voice, and
I
green text is his
I have an announcement, everyone.
What is the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here.
Please remain calm and listen carefully. Someone has reactivated the bomb. The bomb was defused, but it's about to explode. A bomb? Now?
Everybody run!
I don't want to die.
Get ready to get to the chopper.
Oh no, everyone's panicking.
I just need a little cut to like a little muffin going.
Gonna die, die, die. Muffin.
Goes and sits on top of the bomb, like, boop.
Headless chickens with a death wish, the lot of you. Calm yourselves afore all else.
Come on, Apollo, let's get out of here.
But what about Mr. Starbuck's dream? And who will carry out Clay's final wish?
I will.
God damn it! I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting this bomb blow the truth up forever. I refuse to let things end here.
Apollo, this is no time to be dramatic. If we don't get out of here now, we're gonna die. Come on, this way.
Hey, ouch! Let me go!
Never. Apollo.
Juniper? She hasn't evacuated yet? Juniper! Are you all right?
Apollo, no, not that way.
All over again. Damn.
If you die in court,
To be
die in real life, Apollo. To be continuadoed? What's up, Prodigy?
Hearts.
Aw, thanks, Prodigy. Snagging the first donation of the stream.
Thanks. And also J-Trip.
Do you think the people in the gallery are so used to all this crazy stuff in court that they bring snacks and watch these cases like they're watching TV? Because I
Absolutely.
totally would.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, everyone in chat is kind of like the people in the gallery,
Ooh, hi, gallery.
right? Maybe
Y'all.
they all got their phones out and they're texting each other in the stands.
Oh, yeah.
They have like one big gallery group chat.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, damn.
In the middle of the Space Center bombing trial, we had another bombing incident. This one destroyed courtroom number 4.
My favorite courtroom.
Furthermore, Apollo suffered massive injuries from being there when the bomb went off.
So, wait, was that Clay's jacket he was wearing before, I guess?
Oh, that's Clay's jacket right there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Good call.
Good eye, mate.
Good eye, mate.
Unfortunately, Juniper Woods was fingered as the courtroom bomber. Sorry. Yeah, no, nothing funny about that.
Nope. She is a pure beam. Nothing bad.
Athena and I knew she had to be innocent, so we took her case on.
Oh, God, it's disgusting.
We managed to clear Miss Wood's name.
He lost chat.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
But Apollo sustained further injuries when he was attacked by Ted Tonate.
Ted Tony. Name gets me.
You should meet his better-looking philanthropist cousin, Ted Donates.
Let's get you one of these.
Philanthropist. Funny word.
Philanthropist.
Philanthropy.
Better-looking philanthropist cousin.
Yeah.
Ted Donates.
Apollo is a tough guy, but this is taking a toll on him.
Yeah, poor guy. Being attacked by Tonate like that on top of all of his other injuries.
Find Phoenix again.
Apollo is resting at the nearby Hickfield Clinic. I've had some experience with that place myself. What an awful turn of events. I never thought he'd land in a hospital of all places.
You must miss him too, huh? Now that you don't have anybody to tease. Don't worry, he's young. He'll heal quickly and he'll be back before you know it. It's been a while since I last saw Trucy look so down. We won the court case, yet nobody feels much like celebrating.
All right, enough of this, people. This is no time to be moping around. Now try those eyes, both of you.
You're the only one who's crying here, Athena.
Technicalities. Look, we have work to do. We have to take over.
Take over what exactly?
Apollo Space Center case, of course. As no verdict has been reached, there's still a chance. I agree with Athena. We should pick up Mr. Starbuck's defense. We have to avenge our fallen comrade, right, Daddy?
Apollo hasn't exactly fallen. He's still alive, you know?
Good. Now that that's settled, let's get going. Come on, we gotta run.
Wait, right now? We better not be running the whole way. There she goes. I'd better go catch up. Can you take care of the office, Trucy?
Sure thing, Daddy. Let's be careful out there. In the meantime, I'm gonna bake some cookies and fill up my magic panties for you. Nobody touch this.
There are
Don't
several things you
do
said there that I'm
it.
gonna need you to never repeat again. Trucy seems to be feeling a little better. I can always count on Athena to perk everybody up with her enthusiasm.
Oh, she's back. Don't mind me, just forgot a few things. Wallet, phone, the documents, my bag.
Sounds like you forgot everything. I can always count on Athena for that too.
All right, you two. Let's be careful out there. I say that a lot.
I remember her magic panties like popping up in that case and then here and there through the first game.
Yeah.
But it seems like every time Trucy
yeah.
shows up, she has to drop a magic panties bomb.
Yeah.
Like every single time.
She has to
That's-
drop her magic panties
bomb.
every time she shows up.
Yeah.
There you go.
I thought that was going to be a good fart joke in there.
December 19th, Detention Center Visitors Room.
That was really good.
Oh, thank you.
So, our client is one Solomon Starbuck. He's so famous, even I've heard of him.
Oh, angriest! Hey, thank you so much for dollar
Angry.
holla, which I have to guess would be one of your free included super chats for having YouTube Premium. If you're out there and you got YouTube Premium, they're doing a little thing. Reshram!
Athena was so ready to just leave Junie to die.
Apollo, no! Don't save her!
Oh, yeah.
Run away!
Yeah, that was. I
That's-
mean,
Yeah.
That's right. He's a super famous astronaut who works at the Cosmo Space Center.
This whole thing was a ploy to have Athena remove Junie from the picture so that she could take the Apollo. Because Athena knew about Junie and her love knitting.
She's just like, oh, Junie, you're okay. I'm so happy. And Widget's just like, angry.
Angry.
Why does Widget look so mad? Oh, nothing. I'm thinking of something else, something that doesn't involve you. He was actually up in space 7 years ago.
You seem to know quite a bit about him. Now I'm excited to meet the man.
Oh, crap. We're back to this.
Wow. That was the longest sigh I've ever heard.
Apollo told me about you. You're Phoenix, right? Apollo's mentor, right?
Yeah, that's right. Mentor has a nice ring to it.
Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Starbuck. Mr. Wright and I have got you covered.
mentoring.
And you're the new kid that Apollo told me about.
Wait! Don't I know you from somewhere?
You mean other than at your trial? I don't think so.
I guess so. My mistake. My memory ain't what it used to be. My mind and body are kaput. Same goes for my life. I mean, I'm so astronomically unlucky that I had a bomb go off in the middle of my trial. Trying to defend me would be like trying to enter the stratosphere without a spacecraft. Yikes. He's seriously got to stop depressing himself.
Cheer up, Mr. Starbuck. Besides, that thing you said about entering the stratosphere? That just means we'd shine like shooting stars, right?
Aw.
We can
Like
believe like airplanes.
Shooting stars, huh?
Like shooting
You know,
stars.
you're right. Why didn't I think of that? After all, that's what we're all here to put on this earth to do. That's what we're all put on this earth to do, right? To shine like the stars. I guess I shouldn't mention the fact that shooting stars burn out in a flash. Oh yeah! Here we go! 3, 2, 1! To the stratosphere and beyond! Huh. Yeah, I feel alive now. You can go ahead and ask me anything you want. Is that really all it takes? So, you have no memory at all of the incident. I'm so all over the freaking place here, and I'm ashamed. My memory of the time is as black and clouded as a dark nebula.
Still, it's strange you don't remember a thing. Are you sure you didn't take one of those anti-anxiety pills like they said at the trial?
Oh, you got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation, too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medication, I swear. It is true I developed a fear of space because of what happened 7 years ago. And I was taking medication secretly every now and then when my anxiety got bad. Having a fear of space is not something an astronaut can brag about, you know? Oh, the so-called Hat 1 miracle. That must have been a terrifying experience. But I'm still an astronaut at heart, come what may. I would never take drugs that might impede my performance just before a launch. That launch meant everything to me. That's more certain than the theory of relativity. Still just a theory.
Still just a theory.
He seems like a completely different person now. This is the face of the astronaut I know.
Hey, Raga!
What's up?
Starbuck 2 days from now. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
That's funny.
But the tranquilizers were found in your system.
Oh yeah, you know, just one for the horse, one for me. One for the horse, one for me.
Yo, okay. No lie.
Go on. I'm really
okay,
interested
yeah.
where this is gonna go.
You know what? Don't even tell that story. We'll just all assume our own ending
Yeah,
to it.
like that.
It's probably better that way.
But actually, I used to work at a place and like with a girl, and like her and a bunch of people there just were taking horse tranquilizers to lose weight.
Okay, don't do that.
Don't
Don't ever do
I'm
that.
like,
I don't-
I'm like,
that's fucked
what?
up.
And she's like, yeah, they work really great, and like sometimes you pass out, but it's okay. And I'm like, holy shit, what's wrong with
can't
you?
There's a-
eat-
there's
can't
a
eat if
lot
you're
wrong with
sleeping,
this
I
one.
guess. But yeah, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, don't do it.
I've never heard of that.
The moral of the story is that girl ended up dying. Probably.
Yeah, she died.
Yeah, she's dead.
In my life, she is.
Of
Yeah, well,
But her life,
all
she
the
might
same.
still be alive.
drugs kill people.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. But I don't know why. I'm done for. If you don't take them, then maybe somebody slipped them to you. Exactly, that's what I thought. It must have been the real culprit. My medication was in my locker. Anybody could have gotten their hands on it.
Maybe the real culprit also planted the detonator switch in your pocket.
Yeah, imagine not wanting to work out so badly you would do that. Crazy. I know, right? I could hop on the elliptical.
Or really dangerous experimental illegal thing.
I could skirt death by taking medication that's not prescribed to me, while also watching One Tree Hill.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. I've been framed. I'll say.
They even managed to plant your prints on the switch before slipping it in. It's a real possibility. Do you remember anything else that might be relevant? Anything at all, no matter how small, like about the murder weapon, for example. That knife. I think it came from one of the Space Center's utility kits. Utility kits? Yeah, staff who work on machinery a lot are given these special toolkits to use. All of the technicians have them, so I doubt you could prove whose knife it is.
And DFM would like to also state, a scientific theory is not just a theory. The colloquial theory is called a hypothesis in science. But that's just a theory. A DFM theory!
A DFM hypothesis.
Yeah, we'll run some tests and we'll prove that later. But yeah, the theory is a theory. The theory is the hypothesis. So it's all just a theory.
I had one miracle!
As I recall, your last trip into space was 7 years ago, right? That's right, it was a pretty rough experience.
You better be gay, man.
During that mission, we had all kinds of problems with the craft. You did? What kind of problems? Power failure, oxygen leakage, busted radio, cracked windows, loose control columm.
Okay,
Sounds like someone might have been trying to kill you.
It also sounds like that should not have passed its pre-flight check. Like, a little wiggly. Nah, it's fine. Just a little duct tape will fix that up.
Can we also talk about this guy's literally Iron Man?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or is that...
The heat shield came off as we were re-entering the atmosphere. I thought I was a goner. But I managed to make it somehow with the popsicles and ice packs from the freeze.
Freaking MacGyver in space. I'd
Cute.
watch that.
No wonder they dubbed it the Hat One Miracle. It's a miracle you made it back. That's why they called it a miracle.
Space is a boundless place. That's why it continues to capture people's imaginations. And people are so captivated by space that they didn't do any investigation on the craft or anything like that might have proven it was foul play and then caused me to probably, whatever, someone's trying to kill me. But the vastness of space shows us just how insignificant we are in the scheme of things. The darkness just goes on and on forever and ever and ever without end. There was nobody else there. Nobody was gonna come save me. I was all alone. All alone, with nothing to listen to but the sound of my own breathing and heartbeat. I kept scrambling to make repairs, but I couldn't keep my hands from shaking. An experience like that would make anybody afraid to go up into space.
Outer space. So Kerbal Space Program this Friday, right?
With the experience you had, weren't you dreading this mission?
What? Of course not. Even now, I want to go up into space so bad I can barely stand it. I want to shake off the Earth's gravity at escape velocity and spin around weightless.
But you have to admit it was pretty harrowing. Weren't you even a tiny bit afraid?
I was afraid. Of course I was. Still am. But space is man's final frontier. An unknown world. The cosmic truth is out there, waiting for us somewhere.
Cosmic truth, huh? I guess there are people looking for the truth in every walk of life.
No matter how afraid I am, I'm sure I can manage. If I give in to my fear, I'll never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight. One thing's for sure, Mr. Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably the real deal.
The victim!
The victim, Clay Tarrant. He was kind of like your protege, wasn't he? Well, it wasn't a big exaggerated deal like Master and Apprentice or anything like that. But Clay did think of me as his mentor. The mentor and the protege. What a combination they must have been.
his encouragement, I knew I could get over my fear and go back into space. But now...
Clay must have been very encouraging, huh?
Yeah, it's really funny, really. Whenever I'd hear him shout, "You're fine!" I always got the feeling everything really was gonna be just fine.
You're fine. Apollo says I'm fine, and you're fine all the time, too. And I always feel encouraged, too, whenever I hear him shout it.
Do you think, like, I could just take your friend then? Could I just steal him? And he could be my astronaut buddy? And
No.
That'd really solve everything here.
No, I'm sorry. He's my lawyer buddy.
But what if he was an astronaut?
Well,
Lawyers
no.
and astronauts are very similar. They're both looking for the truth.
I mean, technically, but...
Yeah, Clay and Apollo were best buds. They used to come visit the Space Center a lot, ever since they were high school kids. One day, out of the blue, Clay even told me he wanted to be my protege. Those two hung around the Space Center so much, they were like a part of the staff. One time, during zero-G training, I started to panic a little bit, so I grabbed my flute and, well, the two of them took turns shouting, "You're fine!" over the radio. It was a simple thing, but it was exactly what I needed to hear. So, I'm fine, and you're fine were like Apollo and Clay's secret phrases, huh? I wish I could ask Apollo more about Clay and their relationship now.
And I can just see the fanfics. I'm reading them in my head right now. You know, Apollo unbuttoned Clay's shirts.
No, stop.
Damn, you're fine.
Speaking of Clay,
Neo Psi dude, this is so wholesome. I gotta wait 5 seconds.
Oh
Here
god,
it
sorry,
comes.
Neo Psi dude. Oh no, I'm sorry, Godot.
how do you suppose he climbed down the ladder with you over his shoulder?
Oh, sorry, but I can't even begin to imagine. But he really did climb down that ladder, so a way has to exist. Oh, from the freedom of space to the walls of a cell. But that prosecutor said the dark night sky isn't half bad through barred windows.
You're fine. Solomon Soul Starbuck is fine. Everything is going to be all right.
Huh?
And Athena Sykes is fine. Come on, Mr. Wright, you too.
Do I really have to? Phoenix Wright is fine. Damn fine.
I can't hear you.
But Phoenix Wright is fine.
We'll get you back into space yet, Mr. Starbuck. Believe in your own innocence and have faith in us.
Apollo believed in you wholeheartedly, and that's good enough for me. I believe in you too. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. I'll put my faith in you. And I vow to make it back into space. All I need is a not guilty verdict. Sure feels nice to reassure ourselves every now and then that we're all fine. I wonder what's the phrase in Japanese?
Daijobu.
Daijobu?
Probably.
Yeah. that's what I'm wondering.
Daijobu.
Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's get our investigation of the Space Center started. Pronto!
Good idea. Let's go. But have you seen my badge? So, what do you think about this? The evidence is gonna get me convicted. No. It's my attorney's badge. I was hoping it would reassure you that we're here to defend you. Evidence isn't just for the prosecution. It can help prove a person's innocence, too. That's a positive spin on things.
It's really weird that's a positive spin and not just true.
I thought it was common knowledge. Search the crime scene.
Time to search the crime scene.
Bye-bye.
Oh, shoot. Oh, well. Wow. I was wondering what kind of place this space center would be. It almost looks like an amusement park of the future.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did you know they even let the public see their rockets close up? Oh, so check it out.
Holy shit.
What?
I just realized how Metal Gear Solid this whole series went on us. Where, like, you know, Phoenix was there, but then Phoenix kind of, like, died-ish, and then Apollo came back as the new hot shot. Yeah, Raiden, basically. And then everyone kind of didn't like Raiden a lot, and then later on in the series, it's like, Phoenix is back and better than ever, but Apollo's missing some body parts, and now he's doing his own thing over there. But it's okay.
A cool ninja now.
He'll come back. Yeah, Apollo's a cool cybernetic ninja.
And I'm the little girl from Metal Gear Solid 5, Sunny.
Perfect.
Look at how brightly the Gaxax logo shines in the sunlight above the entryway. Gaxa!
Oh, that is an A in the middle of it. I didn't realize that.
What's this stand for?
I really take the stars and the rocket motif it's got going.
Gaxa, huh? Isn't that the new name for the federal space R&D program? Otacon. Tell me about it.
I'm Naomi.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, but why the strange acronym? I mean, what's a GAS supposed to stand for? Galaxy?
If that were it, then the whole thing would be something like Galaxy, Exploration, Agency, Fun Run Race for the Cure. Which, if you ask me, I'd abbreviate it to Gaxa, or even Gaia. Gaia?
I think that's Gaia.
Gaia?
Yeah.
Gaia's kind of cool.
I guess so. Oh, I know. Maybe the person who came up with the name just really likes the letter Y.
This exchange is beginning to feel oddly like deja vu.
Oh, that's what I meant. I heard my P.
Anyway, this place is more than just a research facility. It's also a tourist attraction.
Tourist attraction? Don't make me laugh. It's a monument to the human race. Galactic scooter, full speed ahead.
Oh my God. Oh, damn it. The third one didn't hit. Why?
Yikes! Who's this geezer and what's he want?
Look upon me and look well. Behold the great power of space science.
Pardon me, but you are...
My glorious name is Yuri Cosmos.
He did it.
I am the director of the Cosmos Space Center and the center of the cosmos.
Boss, that was pretty groan-inducing.
If this person is the Space Center's director, then that means...
Aha! So you were one of the first to discover Clay's body, weren't you?
And who was the first to find the victim?
Actually, there were two of them. The Space Center director, Yuri Cosmos, and Detective Candace Arm. Or what if Candace did it?
That is correct. I was honored to be the very first man in all of space and time to discover the body. But this talk of the incident, are you by any chance the space police?
Is this like if Buzz Lightyear just like broke out of the retirement home? You can't tack the word space onto just anything. Any old thing, you know?
You'd be surprised, spaceman.
We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We're here to investigate his case.
Oh, and we're Earth lawyers, by the way.
Ah, I see. Yes, I've heard about you. In that case, by my esteemed privilege, I grant you permission to investigate. I trust you are appropriately grateful. Now, go ahead. Have at it.
I can already tell he's going to be nothing but trouble.
I heard that with my space ears.
Don't let him hear you say that, or you'll see what trouble really is.
Too late.
Let's just be professional and ask him about when he found the body, okay?
Yuri Cosmos.
So, as director, what do you do here at the Space Center specifically?
Tobias Cox!
So, this guy, Sly Face.
You, is that your type? You into it? I can see why.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Yuri Cosmo sees Clay's body strewn upon the floor.
No.
It was time
and then-
for him to discover what the body was really about. He slowly began to.
No. Insert Tobias in there, and then Tobias walks in. And sees Yuri.
Tobias
Says,
gets
Yuri,
inserted a little later on.
Yuri, I've loved you all my life.
Oh.
And then Yuri says, okay, well, that's fine, but there's a Beyblade arena here. You need to defeat me in Beyblades, otherwise we can't be married.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they let it rip.
This is a good story.
Yeah. And then the Beyblades, they collide.
The what?
No, kidding.
The Beyblades come to life?
No, they collide.
Oh, they collide. I
The
said
ring.
come to life.
And
they
one-
become
and-
Beyblades.
And one stops.
Uh-oh.
One stops, but I'm not tell you which one.
Drama.
They don't
How-
fly out of the arena. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Defend peace across the galaxy and promote space development in this country.
But then Ash Ketchum walks in. Not Ash Ketchum, by the way. It's Ash Ketchum.
No matter what obstacles stand in our way, we keep going for the sake of mankind.
I believe I used the word specifically in my question.
Attention all personnel! Take your break stations! Prepare for break!
Oh, I get it. You just wander around and tell people what to do in a self-important manner.
That is exactly right, because I am an important man. My manner is important.
Mr. Wright, this man doesn't get sarcasm.
Yume Waro says, can you trust a man or a guy twirling a mustache? I would let Waluigi carry my child. Okay.
Wah.
Wah. I
Such a beautiful baby. Let me have him for a moment, twirling mustache.
I would let him take my mother out to a wonderful dinner.
Your mother is certainly beautiful. I would love to treat her to dinner. Yeah, twirling mustache.
Nice.
But will you call her the next day?
I trust that he would.
I would call her beautiful every day.
What a guy.
This man doesn't get sarcasm.
Well, there's bound to be some people like that here in the boundlessness of space.
What's that? You want to know what it is to make me important specifically? Very well. I will tell you. I was the central figure at the Hat 1 project. You may proceed to be appropriately impressed. Now, go ahead, have at it.
I might be more impressed if I knew what he did for it specifically.
I oversaw all of the maintenance done on that ship.
Could you tell us what you know about the incidents from the other day?
I refuse.
What?
Explaining is a job for common folk, not the director of the Science and Space Center of the Cosmos.
So, he's like snobby Princess Buzz Lightyear broken out of a retirement home.
Yes.
Okay.
The little segue turn.
I need a sound effect for it though, like
Yeah.
My testimony, which will go down in space history, will be heard in the courtroom.
What? So does that mean you'll be taking the stand tomorrow?
That is correct. I will be the most glorious witness in the history of mankind.
I'm not sure if he really understands what being a witness is all about.
Looks like Director Cosmos is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about.
Then let's at least try to ask him about the things he might be willing to open up about. So about Hat 1. The Hat 1 was a rocket that was launched into space 7 years ago, correct? And despite numerous problems, it somehow made its way back home.
I suppose it is part of my job to educate ignorant young folk like you.
Oh, well, okay.
Very well. I will impart to you the complete story of the Hat 1 project.
Athena slowly starts to back away. Thank you very much. I think. Oh.
Hat 1's noble mission was to collect samples from an asteroid. And Mr. Starbuck was the pilot for that flight. Eventually, the Hat 1 reached its planned orbit. From where it launched, the Hope probed towards the asteroid belt. From there, the Hope probe began its long, lonely journey to the far reaches of space. Then, after a terrifying struggle, the Hat 1 returned safely to Earth.
That struggle was when the incident known as the Hat 1 miracle occurred, right?
Correct. And it was truly a miracle. Of course, they just had to turn the ordeal into a movie. As for the Hope probe, it did eventually arrive safely at its destination. It obtained a few samples from the asteroid and returned to Earth but a few days ago.
So, what kind of samples are they? What's in them?
The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. I haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. Regrettably, there had been no time to inspect the samples due to everything that has occurred. But this puts our space development program ahead of other countries by several years.
That's quite impressive.
I am aware.
I guess this guy isn't just a loudmouth braggart after all.
In the golden age of space development, our predecessors were successful in bringing a moon rock back. That's the greatest achievement in the history of the Space Center. The public fell in love with space and all of its glorious potential.
A moon rock, huh? I remember that being big.
It wasn't big. It was huge. Our endeavors with the moon rock lives on in our work with those asteroid samples. I want to bestow new hope and dreams for the future upon mankind once again. This is my mission as the man who stands at the center of the cosmos.
Oh, God.
I hear there's lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization.
Sorry, scratching the cat's chin.
It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there.
What? Bite your tongue. It's not for anything so base as money or politics. It's all for the brilliant future that awaits mankind and for all of my illustrious mission. With the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight, but I won't hear it.
Oh my God, that would be a nightmare. I guess even a space program has to watch its budget. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable about this kind of thing, Athena.
Huh? Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd better brush up for the case.
Is that so?
Well, I will be on my way. As you can see, I am a very busy and very important man. Galactic Scooter, fire up the main engines, max battle speed, and engage!
That thing is surprisingly fast. They really are.
Space Scooter.
I guess we better get going too.
You bet. Let's make it so.
Haha, that's funny. That's
Make
what
it
Captain
so.
Picard says.
Make it
Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Who am I? Captain Janeway of the Starship Enterprise. Just kidding. She was from Voyager. She's my favorite. I love Janeway. You could always tell the state of the ship based on how her hair was.
so. That's amazing.
If her hair was all tousled, you knew things were getting bad.
Wow, that's interesting.
Preparing you for the space monsters that you will encounter.
December 19th, Cosmo Space Center, boarding lounge. So this is where Mr. Terran was murdered.
Yeah, this is the lounge. Let's see that diagram the police made again. Right now we're in the main building here on the right side of the 3rd floor. Clay and Mr. Starbuck fled here from the launch pad or from launch pad 1 after the explosion.
You there! No means without express permission.
We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We've come to investigate.
Sorry, no one gets in without permission. Not even the police superintendent. Can't have Detective Fulbright getting mad at me. Oh my god.
So, Detective Fulbright is here, huh?
Yeah, he's in the Launchpad 1 corridor. Go get clearance from him and we'll talk.
Leave it to me. I'm great at getting intel out of Detective Fulbright.
It's true. They have a really great relationship.
Let's see. What trick should I use on him today?
I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid.
So, to get to the Launchpad 1 corridor, we just have to go through that door with the blue rocket on it, I think.
Wait, that door. It looks awfully familiar.
Good eye there, boss. This is the door that Clay and Mr. Starbuck used during their escape from the launch pad.
Ah, that explains it.
The fingerprint system has been deactivated, so I think we can just pass through. Now come on, let's go!
Moving. Oh, wow.
Hey!
Aw.
Stuart!
my
It's a
purpose?
robot vacuum named
love
Stuart.
it.
How much do you think how much you want to bet that we're gonna cross-examine a robot?
I hope so.
Oh my god, yes.
December 19th, Cosmo Space Center. Launchpad 1 corridor.
It's just
I simply returned the knife into Clay.
So this is it, huh?
Are you hungry?
This is the corridor the two of them used in their escape.
Yup. This was the only thing connecting the launch pad to the main building.
I see police tape down the other end. Guess we won't be looking at the launch pad.
After the explosion, this whole corridor must have been filled with smoke.
And the launch pad itself was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary for them.
straw hat.
Future! Future!
It's so good.
Now, where could Detective Fulbright be? Oh, hey, I think that's him over there.
What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
He seems to be lost. That's funny. This corridor is a straight shot.
Huh. Ah, it's you lawyer people. Welcome to the Space Center. Enjoying a relaxing day off, are you? Here for a little rocket sightseeing?
We're here to investigate the scene, same as you. Do you have any information to share?
Boss, if he acts all reluctant to give us information, we hit him with the whatever shall we do act. I'm sure he'll fall for it. Got it?
Are we trying to catch the unruly family dog here or something?
Info on the case, huh? All right. I'll gladly share some with you.
Huh? Oh, what just happened?
Detectives and lawyers, seeking truth and justice side by side. I like it. Just take whatever you want from me, you info bandits. I'm in a generous mood today.
I don't know. There's something weird about Detective Fulbright today.
Well, we need information, so let's run with it.
If you say so.
Detective Fulbright, what do you think of this?
Something for the lost and found? I'll be sure to take care of it.
No. This is an important piece of evidence.
The victim went to all that trouble to save the defendant. And then he was mercilessly killed. Is there no justice in this world?
Justice was trampled underfoot that day.
That's right. Acts of justice and selflessness are not always rewarded. It pains me to say it, but I've come to realize that the truth in that recently.
Sounds like he and his personal philosophy are going through some midlife crisis.
Right, Eve? I think it's because he's hungry and he wants to feed. He wants the food. He keeps touching my hand and he's like, hey, come with me.
But he's always doing it now.
It's because he's always hungry.
That's fair.
Detective Fulbright, could you give us permission to investigate the crime scene? I think it's sweet, though, that he wants to hang out with us and stuff.
I think it's so sweet, too.
Yeah. He's being like a normal cat.
Mm-hmm. He sat on your lap the other day, Tom.
I know, he did. He just hung out on my lap for like a long while.
Detective Fulbright, could you give us the permission to investigate the crime scene?
There's an officer on guard and we can't get in. Oh, whatever shall we do?
That's an easy one. I'll let them know over there to let you in. Investigate to your heart's content. Take a week if you need it. A month even. Shall I have some snacks delivered? One of my men gives a mean neck rub.
No, that's okay.
But thanks. Definitely not the Fulbright I know.
Yeah, what is
Detective
happening
Fulbright
here?
is acting sickeningly sweet. It's kind of gross, actually. Do you think he hit his head or something?
Who knows? Whatever the case, it's making our lives way easier. Boop, boop, boop. What happened exactly? You were here at the Space Center at the time of the incidents, weren't you, Detective? That's right! I was here on a security assignment.
The police are required to secure rocket launches now? I didn't know that.
Yes, well, you know us, to serve and protect. Ha 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 ha! The explosions occurred while I was here on duty, so I started leading the evacuation. He's leaving out a lot of details, but okay. Could you tell us more about what happened? Of course! A bomb went off on the second floor of the main building. Right after that, the one over in Launchpad 1 also blew sky high. So, I immediately instructed the visitors and the employees to evacuate the shelter. To the shelter. That's the one. The shelter. That's right! There's an evacuation shelter in the basement of the Space Center. It's there for accidents and emergencies and the like.
So where were you when the first bomb went off?
I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion. And the stairs on the 2nd floor were destroyed, so we couldn't go that way.
Then wasn't it impossible to get down to the basement shelter?
No, we lowered an emergency ladder from the 4th floor window and escaped that way. It was a folding ladder, so it wasn't very stable, but at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I left to take another look around for any survivors. Once everyone got off safely, I made my way down too and headed to the shelter.
Wow, what an ordeal. But climbing down an emergency ladder sounds kind of fun.
Thank you for your answers, Detective. They were very helpful. Just a moment. I have some more information to share with you. But don't tell Prosecutor Blackwell, okay?
Wow, and Prosecutor Blackwell usually has you on a short leash too.
Well, never mind that. Haha. I thought you should know that there was a witness.
A witness?
What?
Could you tell us more about this witness? Sure thing. The witness was a Space Center employee who was on the 4th floor. While she was climbing down, she looked through a window into the 3rd floor lounge.
So, she was looking into the crime scene from the outside.
Ooh, I wonder what she's like. That's right. It was just a matter of chance that she saw something important. Not that I know what she saw exactly yet, though.
You don't? But that's the most important thing of all.
Don't you worry. I'll get around to interviewing her soon enough. She should still be somewhere here in the Space Center. You might even run into her.
Oh god, watch it be Pearls.
4th floor employee, huh? Thanks for the info, Detective Fulbright. I hope it's Pearls, or maybe Maya.
Gee.
Maya's like, I gave up that whole spirit medium thing. I'm in space now.
I like channeling aliens.
Gee, you are sure being cooperative, Detective. A little too cooperative, even.
Yes. Well, actually, Something you can't talk about? Yes, something like that. Anyway, never mind. Don't worry about me. Well, I'll be on my way now. Bye-bye. Oh, Jesus Christ! What was that about? Man, those flat escalators sure go fast.
Something is definitely going on. I'm gonna get it out of him the next time I see him.
Okay. I'm not sure he'll talk about it, though. Well, we have permission to investigate now. Let's head back to the boarding lounge. December 19th, Cosmo Space Center, boarding lounge.
Ah, you two. Detective Fulbright's granted you permission to investigate. He also said I should bring you some snacks and give you a neck rub too if you like.
Oh, that's all right, but thank you for the offer.
No, seriously, I'm really good.
No,
Just, I mean,
please,
I wiggle my
no.
fingers here.
No, don't, please don't.
I'm all right.
Oh, you're doing it.
Yes,
Okay, yeah. Oh, very nice. Thank you. Okay, goodbye.
Oh! I have to rub myself.
Time to roll up our sleeves and start investigating. Well, let's see. Where's that diagram again? So this lounge is on the 3rd floor of the main building. And according to Apollo, this is where he believes a third party killed his friend.
Well, let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of this third person then.
You read my mind, Athena. We'll make that our first priority. There's just one problem, though. This room. It's just so big.
Don't worry. We can use this to help us.
The Space Center pamphlet? For tourists?
Yep, picked it up at the entrance. The map inside should come in handy. Let's see. Yep, here it is. A map of the lounge.
That's convenient.
This is the door we went through to talk to Detective Albright.
Oh yeah, that's the door with the fingerprint recognition lock. Well, I guess this map will make things a little easier.
Space Center pamphlet added to the court record.
Yeah, no more excuses. Let's track down the third person.
Wait, there's just one more thing.
One more.
What's that strange creature moving around outside the window?
Oh, boss. It's just a holographic image.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Whew, that's a relief.
There should be a button somewhere in this room to turn the image on and off. That's what it says in the pamphlet anyway.
The only reason you're so eager to start is so that you can push that button, isn't it?
And what's wrong with that? Let's just look for the button while we're looking for clues.
All right, fine. Let's get investigating.
Hungry?
That's some pretty futuristic looking furniture over there.
Future? According to the pamphlet, those are no ordinary chairs. They're like Amusement-Park teacup rides. You can power them yourself, it says. If you spin the table, the chair spins too.
Why would anybody want to have something like that in here?
It's for astronauts who have trouble with the device on the ceiling. No vertical spins. It says it's a training device that's easy on the eyes and on the body.
Can a person really call themselves an astronaut if they can't handle 0G?
Well, they can. It just might not be very accurate.
Looks like so much fun. No matter how I look at it,
Yeah.
all I can think of is torture device.
I too have wanted to throw up in all 360 of the degrees.
But I guess it's a training device for getting used to zero gravity. Uh-oh. Tina has an odd glint in her eyes. Is she thinking about trying that out? I should try to stop her, but I'm afraid she'll just outmuscle me.
Hey, Mr. Wright, look at that up there.
Oh. Is that some kind of fragment? It's stuck in tight. Oh, so that's what the glint was all about.
That color looks familiar. I think it's part of an oxygen tank.
I think you're right. But if that's here, it means Clay's tank ruptured after they arrived at the boarding lounge.
So Prosecutor Blackwell's theory that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay down the ladder must be wrong. This proves that both of the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding lounge.
So, Apollo was right. The scene of the murder wasn't the launch pad.
Way to go, Apollo!
Way to go, Apollo. Way to go, Apollo.
At first glance, looks like a peaceful landscape. But then there's that creature.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't the Hope probe go to some planet? Maybe this is what the surface looks like.
I don't know. I think it would have made the news if they discovered a creature like that.
It did make quite a bit of news, though, when the probe came back.
Yeah. But the Hope probe didn't even go to a planet. Went to an asteroid. That's a big rock kind of thing. Even aliens can't live there. Ooh, that looks like fun.
A window, and it's right next to the holographic image, too. I bet it's here to help people see the stark contrast between reality and virtual reality.
Way off. It says emergency ventilation. You know, to clear out smoke from a fire.
See? It's pointing out the virtual insanity of reality.
Oh my god.
Virtual insanity
Oh, no.
is a song.
So this is where they discovered Clay.
Yeah, he was already dead when they found him. Let's take a look at the photo.
So, he was stretched out like this and...
Huh. What's in that thing that looks like a thermos?
It's a suppository for astronauts.
No.
It puts the ass in astronauts. That's the thing that Prosecutor Blackwell mentioned when I was in court with Apollo. He said that it contains asteroid samples.
Oh, right. Director Cosmos mentioned something about that too, didn't he? That they were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe that the Hat 1 launched.
I wonder what they look like. Do you think they'll let us see?
Let's think about that after we've solved the case, okay?
And Akami, the boss command gets you into a boss battle within the chat. And you put up waffles, and you could win waffles, and you could also lose waffles. Die.
And Chad, I know you don't like the jokes, but they're just there. And when you see them, sometimes you gotta just do, you know?
Yeah.
There's some kind of panel with 2 buttons in here.
Just push it! That's the invariable principle of buttons.
Truth. There are such things as buttons left unpushed.
Hey! The giant holographic image is gone!
Yeah. Though that side of the wall seems kind of barren without it now. Let's see if we can't find anything new with the image off. Well, that's probably it for over here. Oh, never mind. These are apparently oxygen capsules. They're for recovery after a training session.
I wonder if they can change your voice. Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Huh? It didn't do a thing.
It's not helium, Athena. It's oxygen. Cute. So it looks like there are 3 doors that lead in and out of this room.
Well, let's check. Drum roll, please. Brrr, ta-da! The Space Center pamphlet! We're here at this place that says the boarding lounge 1. Here are 3 doors. Let's call them Lefty, Righty, and Downy.
And next timey.
Blimey!
Core blimey, eh?
Oh, jeez.
All right,
Louise.
lefty, righty, and downy for next thumbnail.
Lefty, righty, downy for next thumbnail.
That's pretty fun. But folks, we're back tomorrow at 12:30 with more Ace Attorney action. But don't touch that dial because I saw Ashton chat. We are doing Persona 4 Golden tonight at 3:30. That's only in 1 hour from right now.
I think Lefty killed Clay.
Oh,
Lefty?
I know.
I can't believe it. I can't.
Righty and downy
I
saw
can't
it.
believe.
I know.
I don't believe.
If only they weren't so shut
Hey.
with their testimonies. Waffles for likes? Yeah, that's a thing that we didn't do at the beginning.
Yeah.
So we'll do it twice right now.
Throw
How many
thumbs
likes
up
are on
right
the
now.
waffles?
The whole crime was inspired over an argument about One Direction.
You mean the greatest band of all time?
Absolutely.
Okay, folks, Ace Attorney people out there, all right? We're giving away 50 or 100 waffles every single like on this video. Right now, we're only at 94 likes on the video.
Nope, 100.
We're only at 100 likes on this
Nope,
video.
103.
We're only at 103 likes on this video. I think that we can pump those numbers up and shamelessly shill for likes. I really think that. So, do it.
Oh, Phantom Beard, you got a job. Nice.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on getting a job.
Leave a like if you like Phantom Beard's job.
Yeah. Because he sure does not.
Congratulations, though. No, I hope you do.
Of course.
It's a new job. Probably like it for now.
Thanks, Riku, for doing
That
your
nice
part.
honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
No, jobs are awesome.
Man, we should just steal PewDiePie's meme and just do your part. Are you doing your part?
No, PewDiePie stole that from Starship Troopers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
doing
Stole.
my part.
We should repurpose.
Purposed it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. So we got 114. I saw some likes already go through the chat. That's already happened.
Yep.
So then we'll see you guys in 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. Love you. Bye. And that means Ash is gonna get fed. Are you hype, kitty?
Are you hype, cat?
He's hype. We're going. Okay. Bye. Love you.